I came across this gorgeous 9-drawer dresser at Goodwill for $35. So today I'm going to show you how I turned it into this. My goal for this dresser is to keep a lot of the original parts to it. I'm loving the details in the top drawers and the swirls on the side. I was sad to see that the sides, the top, and the fronts of most of the drawers were laminate, so I knew I was going to have to paint the whole dresser. This is what you'll be needing for this renovation. We'll start with the electric sander, which I clearly use a lot and have not cleaned. I'm going to be using sandpaper in 120 grit. Now for the paint, I love using chalk paint to paint furniture. I got this bare chalk paint from the paint aisle and then took it to the paint guy and asked him to make it into color Warm Onyx. To seal it after painting, I'm going to be using Varathane polyurethane in a satin finish. Now for the brush, I invested in a good quality brush with soft bristles, which makes a big difference to avoid leaving streaks. As for a roller, you can use any size, but I use this 6-inch roller in premium woven. Going with this material for your roller is going to give you a smoother finish. And then lastly, you're going to need something to put your paint and your polyurethane in. I'm going to start off by lightly sanding the surface of this dresser by using 120 grit sandpaper, which is the perfect medium to just rough up the surface enough to make the paint stick. Once you are done, the top layer should look like this. Again, we're just trying to rough it up and not take off the top layer completely. Now it's time to do all the drawers. Now I'm using a damp cloth or paper towel to wipe off all the dust from every inch of this dresser. If you leave any dust behind, it'll affect how well the paint sticks. Now it is time to paint. Yes, some people use a primer first. Because I'm using chalk paint and it sticks pretty well to furniture, I'm going to skip the priming step. I went with the color Warm Onyx because I think this dark charcoal color will help make the details of the dresser a lot more subtle. When there are a lot of details to the surface, what I like to do first is get paint on every crack, groove, and corner that I can and work quickly before the paint dries. Once I've covered every area with paint and the paint is still wet, I will go over with a brush and do smooth, consistent sweeps. This will help minimize any obvious brush strokes. I use the same technique for the flatter drawer fronts, and this angle makes it easy to see just how much of a difference the sweeping strokes make. Since the flatter surfaces don't have any details to work around, I went ahead and used the roller to apply the paint. After 2 layers of paint, it's now time to apply the polyurethane. I tried using a roller to apply the polyurethane, but it left it too textured, so I went ahead and used a brush to apply it to the entire dresser. I made sure to work quickly because the polyurethane does dry fast. This same technique I used for the sides and the top. Any areas that you think are going to be touched a lot or possibly scuffed up, I would put 2 layers of polyurethane on. I originally planned on trying to save the handles, but it took me about an hour to buff this one handle down, and I realized I had 8 more to go, so I opted to buy new handles and they arrived just in time. I am extremely happy with how it turned out. I love the dark color and the pop of color from the handles. I spent $35 on the dresser, $20 for the paint can, $20 for the gold handles, and the polyurethane is something that I had left over from a previous project. So I spent $75 in total. After only 3 days on OfferUp, this dresser sold for $200. Let me know in the comments what you think about this transformation, and be sure to follow for more DIY projects.